Good evening from Perth, West Australia for Italy's turn, 10.7. It is January of 1941. So we're just going to start off first with our tech roll. We're going to attempt to finish long-range aircraft. So we're sitting on stage 3 of that. We need a 8 or more. And we get a 2, so nothing there. Show that. So that's a 2, so we miss out on that. Okay, purchases. All right, we did have 12 IPP. We got convoyed for 1 in the med. So we've got 11 left. So we're going to buy 1 colonial for 4, and then just 2 infantry, which is going to give us, that'll take us to 10 and 1 IPP left in the bank. So for next turn. All right, so I'm going to go through to, before we get to combat, I'm going to talk about alignment. So I'm just going to come to the other side of the board. Okay, in our previous turn, we landed a light armor and an infantry in Q8. So according to rule 4.7, at the beginning of the turn prior to combat movements, we will then be able to align Iraq. So that'll flip over and that'll give us another 2 IPP. And we should now be able to use these units in our combat phase, as I understand. So that'll now take us from 9 IPP back up to 11. So I'll just adjust that. So it's 11 IPP, and Iraq has joined the war. We've got a bunch of combats, some walk-ons, some convoy raiding, and other bits and pieces. Not a huge turn overall, but and yeah, we'll go from there. So we've got a combat here into Syria, which is just a walk-on. We've got units here. I don't know if I can go through the desert to go to so that might not be actually relevant. But we may just non-combat that guy because I don't think he can move 2. The light armor can move through the desert at a 2 in retrospect. There's some stuff going on in here. There's going to be an assault into Tanganyika. There's going to be units going all over the place, some non-combat there, but basically going to be bringing stuff out of Italian Somaliland, the tactical. I'm going to move some other stuff around and some cav. Coming into out of Tobruk, there'll be some units that'll assault into Cyrenaica. Not too sure how successful that's going to go for me, but we will see, I guess. And then we've got these guys moving from M4, the 3 coastals, into M2, where they're going to convoy raid in there and see if they can take some money off the British. In terms of combat, I think that might be it. Just double check. The rest should be just non-com stuff. I'll just move this sub later on from P50 to 71. I can't forget to do that. Okay, all right. So let's just start off with the easy stuff. So we've got the 3 coastals. They're going to be making their way to M2, and they're going to be hitting the British line there. So let's go over here. So 3 coastals, I'll roll them all separately. And I left my Italian dice over there. The green dice is going to be the Italian one. And the white dice will be the British dice. So it's +1 for me, +2 for the Brits. First 1. So that's going to be 6 to 4. So that's 2 damage. That's not too bad. Good start on the line. So let's put a 2 there. Okay, now we'll go again for the second coastal. And 5 to 3. So that's another 2. So we're up to 4 damage there. Not complaining about that so far. And the last coastal. And yeah, that's going to be a 6 to a correction. That's going to be a 5 to a 7, so nothing there. All right, so 4 IPP off that line in M4, and those 3 coastals are now going to be over there. I just bring my dice and everything over to the other side. Italy's kind of awkward because I got stuff on this side, stuff on the other side. I'll just set up over here. Alrighty. Dice tray and stuff. Alright, so let's go now with the easy ones. We're just going to do a walk on here. So coming out of northern Iraq, there's going to be one going into there, into Syria. So the French will go down 1. I believe they're at 4 now. And that brings Italy back up to 12. And I should have been better prepared and had some rondels set up, but here we are. All right, there's that one. Okay. All right. Okay, so the next battle is going to be in Tanganyika, where there's a sole British infantry defending. So going into Tanganyika, I'm going to bring this cavalry out of Nubia. So he's going to go 1 into Abyssinia, 2 into Tanganyika. This tactical is going to join in the battle from Abyssinia, as well as this single infantry coming in from Italian Somaliland. And I think that's it for that particular battle. So let's roll that one out. Let me get a space here. Make sure that's in shot. Okay, cool. All right, so we have the tactical is going to be, I think, from memory, tacticals at 7. Yep, so tacticals at 7. There's no penalties going in there, so I'll have 1 dice out of 7. That'll be green. The cav is, I believe, from memory, at 3. Yep. So that'll be a green dice out of 3. And then we got a single infantry coming in at 2. And I will make that a yellow dice. All right. So red is the tactical, green is the cav, and yellow is the infantry. And we miss everything with 6. Oh no, correction. 6 is a hit on the tactical. So the defender now will roll 1 on a 4. And that's a 9, so that's a miss. So we take Nubia, sorry, correction, we take Tanganyika. Take Tanganyika. And we will have to non-combat. I'm just gonna, just for ease, I'm gonna non-combat. I know it's not part of this particular phase, but I'm just gonna put this plane back into Abyssinia just so I don't forget. If that's cool with everyone. In fact, that's probably it anyway. Got arrows going all over the place. All right, so that can come off, that can come off. All right, that's done. All right, my last battle is going to be, I'm going to bring from Tobruk. All right, I'm going to bring 2 infantry, sorry, correction, 2 Marines, 1 cav, 1 motorized. I'm going to leave 2 infantry behind in Tobruk. So they're just going to stay behind there. Okay, and so yeah, so we've got the 2 Marines, the cav and the motorized. Now I think the motorized break down on a 12 from memory. Hopefully that doesn't happen. If it does, I probably should have looked at that prior. Okay, all right, so going in, we've got the 2 infantry, so the 2 Marines, so they'll be on 1s, so they'll be green dice. We have the cav, which will be on a 2. I'll make that a blue dice. Then we're on a 2. These are not hitting it great. values. And we have the motorized, which will be also on a 1, and I better make that blue just because there's a vehicle, and if he breaks down, he needs to leave. So he'll be the dark blue. So the Marines will be 2 green dice. The Cav will be the light blue, and the dark blue will be the motorized. So yeah, not great odds here, but kind of surrounded and in a bit of a pickle here with Italy, a pickle that we've made for ourselves. So yeah, here we go. And nothing there, so missed with the 2s. Yep, so there's nothing. So in defense, he's got 1 on a 4. And he misses with a 7. So we go again. Oh, we get a 1 this time, so we actually scored a hit with our Cav. And yep, that's all good. And the infantry defense. And he hits as well. So I'll lose a Marine. And we will take Serenica, which is worth 1 back. And that'll be taken with 1 Marine, 1 Cav, and 1 motorized. So Italy goes up to 13. And Brits go down, I believe, to 27. Hopefully that's correct. And that battle is done. That battle is done. Right, I'm just double checking. I haven't left any other battles to do. Okay, cool. All right, so now it should be non-combats. So, yep, the first one was flying the tactical back to Abyssinia. I am going to move 1 infantry out of French Somaliland back into Abyssinia. I'm going to move 1 infantry out of Nubia back into Abyssinia. So there's now 2 in there. We're going to move 1 infantry out of Kuwait into southern Iraq. And we're going to go... just can't blitz through. I thought you couldn't blitz through desert, but maybe you just can't move 2 through desert. Yeah, okay, so we're just going to place this light armor in southern Iraq. That'll do that. All right, so last but not least, I'm then going to move my fleet sub out of P50, out of that sub base in the northern Philippines. And he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to P71. He's going to hang out over there. He's not going to raid because that line's been maxed out already. So he's going to sit there at P71. All right, I believe that's all of my turns done in terms of non-coms. Just double check. Yeah. Might rail this one. I can't see it. I'm going to rail this one guy, this one militia out of southern Italy into Rome. Just add him into the stack there. And I'll place units. So we've got the colonial infantry, which is going to go into Italian Somaliland. So he's just going to go into there. Easy does it. And we've got 2 infantry, which we are just going to stick straight into northern Italy, and I'll chip these up later because it's getting quite crowded in there. Okay. And yeah, that'll do. All right. So Italy finishes the turn with 13 IPP plus 1. So 14 IPP for next turn. I'll just do a very quick disposition. It should be pretty straightforward. So I'm just going to grab those money now. Get 14 IPP for next turn. And disposition is as follows. So 3 coastals are sitting in M2. The fleet, which is unchanged, is sitting in M3. So the fleet being 1 battleship, 1 heavy cruiser, 1 light cruiser, 1, 2, 3, 4 destroyers, and a torpedo boat destroyer. That's the fleet. In Serenica, now there is 1 motorized, 1 cav, 1 marine. There's not a lot there. In Nubia, this is the 1 infantry holding on there. In Abyssinia, there is the, let's get rid of all this stuff. There is the 1 tactical and 2 infantry. In Italian Somaliland, there is 1 infantry. And now in Tanganyika, there is 1 infantry and 1 cav. In Kuwait, there's nothing. Southern Iraq now has 1 infantry, 1 militia, 1 light armor. Syria has 1 infantry, nothing sitting in northern Iraq as we speak. And then we have our fleet submarine sitting at P71. And the only other thing is we've still got that transport sitting in Kuwait in port, as well as I've got a transport sitting in M11. In Italy itself proper, we have now 4, 5 militia and an anti-aircraft gun and a seaplane sitting in Rome. In northern Italy, there is 1 airborne. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 infantry, 2 mountain, 1 anti-aircraft gun, 2 cav, 2 fighters, 1 air transport, and 1 German mountain unit, all sitting in northern Italy. The Navy is sitting in port in northern Italy as well. That one there. That guy there. I just got him there because it's crowded. Cool. Hopefully that's everything, and hopefully I haven't missed anything. So, I'll upload this, and thanks again.